in your opinion, who concerns you the most? I mean, obviously, China's at the top where a lot of people say it's China. You got India that comes up. We just kind of figure out how you're presenting Russia to be. What should we be most worried about? Again, just a year ago, we've never had a shutdown in the U.S. It's never been like, hey, you got a shutdown for a year. California's barely coming out of it. Take the masks off. They came back out yesterday, 2 days ago, put the masks back on. Oh, no, you can take it off. We've never been through this. What are some other weird things like this that could happen? Like what happens to America and the world if a real cyber attack actually took place? What does that look like? What does life look like with that? Can you use a little bit of your creativity to say, here's what concerns me. And if this does take place, this is what it will look like. Let me paint a picture for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, you asked, kind of who among all these state actors to me is the most concerning. And my answer would be us. I'm the most concerned about actually the United States and our ability to come together as a country and respond coherently in the way we have done throughout our history when there is a challenge that presents itself outside of our borders. And listen, and, I remember how after September 11th, the entire country came together like this, very quickly. And before the pandemic, and I'm not saying this in any type of partisan way. I'm exhausted by all the partisanship, but I can tell you, many times sitting with friends at dinner over a drink pre-pandemic, kind of wondering, as our society just was getting more and more divided, like, hey, I wonder if there was like a 9/11 type attack, if there was a real existential crisis in the United States, like we'd be able to come together like we did in the days after September 11th. And talking about that with friends, and like the pandemic presented that type of a crisis. I mean, there's 600,000 dead Americans right now based off of this pandemic. And 2020, I think, is the most divisive year we've had since 1968. That does not bode well for the United States. I'm being a little facetious here, but I've always said, like the strength of the United States, like we're kind of like jazz hands. Like we got all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Like people are doing this, they're doing that. Diverse, million. That's great, and that's a fantastic way to be. And you can only be diverse like this if, when the moment comes, you can take your jazz hands and you can put them into fists when you need to. And if you can't put them into fists, you're going to get punched right in the nose. And what concerns me right now is this, the country with, just the division that we see, the fact that there's so few things we all agree upon, that the greatest threat posed to the United States, to me, seems to be ourselves and our inability to get our act together.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.